Hey guys, welcome to Solo ReacTalk. Tonight I'm going to be reacting to 5-ish minute lore Rylanor. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Made by Old Man Reacts. If you want to check out my previous reactions to other Old Man Reacts videos, remember the playlist card will be at the top. Just click on it and you'll be able to access them. I think I've only reacted to Sixman. I can't pronounce his name either. I'm sorry guys, but yeah, you'll find it at the top there. Okay, let's start. 3, 2, 1, go.
General Medicaid warning. The views expressed in 5-ish minute lore, the lore delivered in rants, are sanctioned by their scholar Progenium as excess rageous. Prolonged exposure can result in loss of IQ, high blood pressure, random outbursts, and blunt force trauma to the skull, resulting in unconsciousness. Please consult your local physician for more information.
The Ancient of Rites of the Emperor's Children, Rylanor. The absolute madman who slept with a virus bomb for 10,000 years just to be able to give his Primarch the middle finger.
I don't know if that's a joke or is he serious about that he slept with a bomb. Yeah, I'm not sure.
You brilliant bastard.
If you've ever held a grudge against someone for a long period of time, today's topic of conversation could very well be your spirit animal. You may have been pissed off for a few days, maybe a month to even a decade. Rylanor was pissed right the fuck off for 10,000 years. Rylanor was an OG Emperor's Children legionnaire, and he was an absolute turbo Chad. He was one of the few who actually fought beside the Emperor during the Unification Wars on Terra, back when the Emperor's Children were simply called the Third and were given the honors Roma and Thule to etch into his own personal armor. He didn't join the Third, he was the Third, one of the founding members. He was the first to be the standard bearer to the Palatine Aquila that only the Emperor's Children could carry into battle. At some point after Fulgrim joined the Legion, the Emperor's Children were fighting some Eldar, and upon seeing Rylanor's jawline and cheekbones, the Night-Fears raged bitterly and did everything in their power to kill him out of sheer jealousy. Even though they ruined his good looks, his life was saved when he was interred in a Contemptor pattern dreadnought. At that point, there was much mourning over the loss of his jawline to the Legion's profile art, but they made up with it for sheer badass firepower.
A dreadnought. Okay. Is a dreadnought like... I can see it looks like a Titan. I'm not entirely sure if it is a Titan chassis. I'm not entirely sure. But it looks like a Titan. But the Astartes member looks tall enough. It looks like he's reaching the dreadnought's waist. So maybe it's not a Titan. Maybe it's smaller. I think. I'm not sure. But I think it's some version of a Titan, maybe.
Eventually, Chad Rylanor was made the Ancient of Rites and carried out the rites of induction for the Third, all the while murdering anyone who didn't like the Emperor. This all started to go south when he wasn't invited to an orgy. A snake orgy, to be more precise, in a temple dedicated to Slaanesh. His Primarch came back with a sword inhabited by a greater demon, a lot of the Third came back addicted to coke and whores, and a lot of the humans that visited came back acting like they had just dropped 4 gallons of acid and then snorted a line of crushed Viagra. In other...
Okay, wait. Can people who are in dreadnoughts also be, transformed or converted into worshipping the Chaos Gods? Or is it only those who are, fully flesh and blood that are easily susceptible to the Chaos Gods? I'm just wondering about that, because why is he special? Why is he the only dreadnought patterned human being who is not being invited to these Slaanesh orgy worshipping parties? Why isn't he invited to one of them? So I'm kind of interested about that. Were other dreadnought Astartes members not allowed also, or was it just him alone? Yeah.
Afterwards, he didn't like what he saw. Things just kept getting weirder aboard the flagship, and the Giga Chad Rylanor was getting more and more fed up. Then one day, when he was issuing out battle assignments to a place called Istvan 3, he noticed one of the most prissy bitches in the leadership structure and the biggest blowhard of the entire Legionis Astartes, Eidolon, had opted not to drop in the spearhead. This made the Dreadnought's eyebrows raise because Eidolon sought more attention than an ugly stripper. It was at this point that Saul Tarvis came up and asked Giga Chad 9000 Rylanor if he could just stay on board the ship and be Eidolon's right-hand man, using some old tradition as an excuse. Now Rylanor knew something wasn't right, and knew Saul Tarvis was lying to him about wanting to be Eidolon's anything, but he made the arrangement so Saul Tarvis would not go to Istvan 3, just because he had an idea something was absolutely wrong. So now, just so we get this storyline straight, Saul Tarvis is the guy that eventually found the virus bombs, and then ran and told Nathaniel Garrow, who then ran from the Istvan system and told Rogel Dorn, who then went home and told everyone. That's right, Rylanor is such a Chad, he's the entire reason this timeline exists. Ultra Giga Chad 9000 Rylanor was on Istvan 3 when the virus bombs fell, and he was presumed dead, until he showed up and started killing traitors. Then he was presumed dead again, until...
But how would he be presumed dead from a virus bomb? I mean, he's in this mechanical machine, so... Yeah, I don't know how would he be dead, but okay.
He showed up and started killing more traitors. Then he was dead again, more dead traitors. Kinda like Cactus Cain, only he actually went out to kill things instead of just mistakenly winding up doing it. Rylanor being declared dead and coming back to kill more traitors was becoming a recurring theme until Angron was finally brought under control and Horus had had enough of losing troops in a needless battle. Horus recalled all the troops off of Istvan 3 and ordered a mass bombardment of the surface. The only one that knew that Rylanor was still alive was Lucius, and considering Lucius is about as reliable as a sprained ankle, nobody went to investigate, even though Lucius the Eternal always claimed that Rylanor had found and was guarding something. In truth, Super Ultra Giga Chad 9000 Rylanor was pissed off beyond all recognition at having been betrayed and at what his legion had become, and he blamed one person and one person alone, Fulgrim. Some people write angry poetry, some people write angry blog posts, some people make very angry 5-minute lore videos. Super Saiyan Ultra Giga Chad 9000 Rylanor went so above and beyond the call it was stunning. He MacGyvered loads of noise marine sonic weapons as well as other war gear and manipulated over 10,000 years into a fucking interstellar beacon, and he only had one mechanical hand with fingers the size of telephone poles. He then activated it and attracted Magnus's attention, who sent some thousand suns to investigate, who after 10,000 years had no idea they were going to the site of the first major betrayal of the Horus Heresy. When the 3,000 suns got near Super Saiyan Ultra Giga Chad Kaioken times 9,000 Rylanor, the pure hatred he radiated blew up one of their hearts. Let me say that again. The sheer presence of that much hatred blew up the hearts of one of the 1,000 suns.
Is that metaphorically or is it literally? I mean, how? How did he do that with pure hatred? Does he have some sort of psionic abilities? Is he also attuned to the warp, maybe? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
They found the Ancient of Rites half buried under rubble, one leg destroyed and his side so dented they simply assumed the Astartes that was inside had to be dead. The Dreadnought was laid next to a random assemblage of parts that was half insanity and half musical instrument. Before it could be unplugged, they discovered that love is a battlefield, but hatred is eternal. The dead Dreadnought snatched one of them up, pointed a cannon the size of a battle tank at another, and basically told them not to fuck with his music. They talked the Ancient of Rites down from murdering them, and then one of them figured out who he was and where they were. They asked if the device he had made was a distress beacon, but no, it was no beacon. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Ultra Giga Chad Kaioken times 9,000 Rylanor don't need no damn beacon. It was bait. Wonderful bait. Masterful bait. And Fulgrim fell for it, coming to see the master baiter himself. Now it's the 40...
Wait, he fell for it at that very moment when the 1,000 Suns Astartes members came down to the planet? That's when he fell for it? That's very convenient. But anyways, we continue.
First millennium, and it's been a long time since Fulgrim was a respectable member of society. When he came to see who had baited him so masterfully, Fulgrim looked like what a back alley porn shop feels like. Filthy, disgusted, and loaded with shame. Fulgrim showed up in all of his whatever and started instantly talking shit, detailing how the Ancient looked and laughing at all the time Rylanor had waited and wasted and how much glory he had missed out on, and pretty much begged the Ancient Dreadnought to tell Fulgrim what the Ancient had been waiting to tell him for 10,000 years. But Ultimate Baconator Edition Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Ultra Giga Chad Kaioken times 9,000 Rylanor wiped a smile right off of Fulgrim's face by simply moving to the side, revealing an undetonated virus bomb. A virus bomb that had fallen on his Spawn 3. The next few moments went something like this.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh yeah!
The Thousand Suns instantly did everything they could to contain the explosion and were actually holding it back. And as Fulgrim saw they were keeping him from melting, he...
Do not deny him this revenge. Do not deny him this revenge. No.
Instantly went back to shit-talking mode. Fulgrim crushed the Ancient's assault cannon before he could fire it, and then ripped the arm off and tossed it to the side. Fulgrim was already planning on forcing Rylanor back to his side, willing or not. Rylanor tried to fight back, not caring if he lived or died, only caring that he take this mutated bastard with him. But at that point, the result of the fight between the two was a foregone conclusion. Fulgrim started to reach inside the cracks in the Dreadnought armor. Rylanor continued to fight, swinging his fist up, hitting Fulgrim on the shoulder, but it wasn't even making the Primarch flinch. That's when Fulgrim told Rylanor that he would be sculpted into something beautiful. What Rylanor said next, I'm not going to abbreviate, I'm not going to exaggerate. This is the words that came out of the grill of the Dreadnought. Never! All we have left between us is we will die together! I am Rylanor of the Emperor's Children, Ancient of Rights, venerable to the Palatine host, and proud servant of the Emperor of Mankind, beloved by all. I reject you now and always! Fulgrim only laughed at Rylanor, telling Rylanor that it really wasn't his choice. Fulgrim then yanked Rylanor's body out of the sarcophagus that provided with life, even though the liquids inside were complete poison to the Astartes, and the Thousand Suns wondered at how Rylanor had survived at all. Fulgrim then pulled Rylanor's body towards him, holding him in his arms like some sort of perverse baby.
Okay, so in the Dreadnought armor, whoever's in it is in some sort of like a sarcophagus that's containing them inside this machine. I'm just thinking about the Titans that I've seen in Hell's Reach. What was her name again? Precepts Majora Zaha. Yes, she was in some sort of like a capsule. That protected her from the outside world. So I thought maybe it would be something similar to that, but instead it's like a sarcophagus. Interesting. Alright.
And at that point, Fulgrim told Rylanor that he would remake him, and he would be Fulgrim's crowning achievement. He had forgotten something though. Fulgrim had forgotten the Thousand Suns. As much as they were in shock at how much of a shit Fulgrim actually was, 2 out of the 3 of them were in flat out awe of the Ancient. Compared to Super Size Ultimate Baconator Edition Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Ultra Giga Chad Kaioken times 9,000 Rylanor, Fulgrim was completely unworthy. One of the Thousand Suns, Vistorio, then did to Fulgrim what Sigismund did to Abaddon.
Primarch Fulgrim! Rylanor deserves better than you. He deserves better than all of us.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Vistorio then shot the Thousand Sun that was leading the efforts to contain the virus bomb's explosion, and he unleashed hell. At the end of the day, the Life Eater virus couldn't kill Fulgrim, nor could the explosion, but Vistoria holds a special place in my heart forevermore. When Fulgrim slowly began to reform, he was nothing more than a broken piece of shit. Screwed up mentally beyond all reason, his ego absolutely destroyed in a final act of patience and hatred so profound, it was literally insane. But while Vistario holds a special place in my heart, nothing compares to...
Fulgrim is always getting his ass beat. Like, he was getting his ass beat by Sigismund on Terra when Sigismund charged at him, and he was using his the Black Blade, fighting against Fulgrim, and Fulgrim had to retreat, and now here he is again being defeated. Oh wow.
The one, the only, Ancient of Rights, the unyielding, the one who remembers, Rylanor, because he is that fucking great.
Okay, guys, that was 5-ish minute lore Rylanor, by Old Man Reacts. Yes, Giga Chad 900 Rylanor. I like that name, Giga Chad 900. That sounds cool. That sounds very cool. Yeah, Rylanor was there. Like, he's the OG of all OGs. He's been there since the days of unification on Terra, helping out the Emperor. He's one of the founding members of the Third Legion. I think this was before they called the Third Legion. Yeah, and he was, I think he was like extremely respected, even after he became encased in that dreadnought pattern armor. I think he was well noticed and respected amongst his peers. It's just that he probably did not know what was going on with his legion and how Fulgrim was changing them into becoming these demon worshippers. He clearly did not know. And they also, put him aside. They didn't want him to join in this worshipping of Slaanesh. So it's quite interesting. That's why I'm also asking, were other Dreadnought Titans not Dreadnought Titans, but Dreadnought pattern armored Astartes members also sidelined just like Rylanor, or were they also incorporated into worshipping Slaanesh? Yeah, because maybe, like I said before, maybe Slaanesh will only accept people who are fully human, fully fleshed out, not bits and pieces clumped up together in a machine. I'm not sure. I'm just assuming about this, but I just find it quite interesting that he was left out of these worshipping sessions to Slaanesh. Yeah, and his revenge and his anger has kept him alive for 10,000 years. Like, I was even wondering, like, how is that even possible? Because, last time I remember from one of the videos that I've watched, I think it was from a what's his name again? What's his name? I forgot the name. Luton, yes, Luton 09. Yeah, I think he said that Astartes members can only live for at least 1,000 years or something. So when Old Man Reacts was saying like he's lived for almost 10,000 years just waiting for revenge, I mean, that was amazing. That's just amazing. He sustained himself purely with his anger and his vengeful heart, just waiting for that moment to strike against Fulgrim. And he succeeded. It's just that Fulgrim is no longer, you can't consider him as a human being anymore. He is a Chaos Demon Lord who primarily exists in the Immaterium now. And, you can try and kill him in the Materium world, but he would just go into the warp and he'll come back. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. But hopefully now he can rest, Oh, but I think human souls also go into the warp. So never mind. Never mind about that. He tried his best. That's all we could ask for. But guys, I guess that's it for today, or tonight, sorry. If you like the video, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click on notification bell if you want to be up to date with my latest videos, and I will see you next time. Okay? Bye-bye.